Welcome, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers, and it's very exciting because we're about to play once again Conquest, the last argument of kings. And we have two fantastic armies. We, I say, who's on the other side of the camera, you might ask? It is Andy.
Hello, kia ora.
There he is.
He's playing another game of Conquest with me. He has this gorgeous spire army over here.
He started in this fantastic iridescent insect kind of colours. I love it. And can I particularly point out this lovely abomination which is in this fantastic pose, because I had great problems posing my abomination, and Andy, you did a great job on that one.
Thank you very much. I'm a bit of an indifferent painter at the best of times, but the posing and assembling these miniatures I actually really enjoy. The spires are a really unique force, and it's been fun putting my own take on them.
The thing I love is that you've done a completely different style from mine. I've gone for the sort of bony, bluey kind of colour, which is probably a bit more traditional, but this is really interesting.
Yeah.
I've got the Nords over here. This is a brand new army, and I really did this very, very quickly using contrast paints and things, but still I think it's a really nice standard for the tabletop. And of course here we've got new command models. I've made little things to fill out the spaces in the command models. There's another one over here, and just a mixture of rocks and little scenic things as well. So we're finally doing command models properly.
Now, how did you find these to paint?
Really easy to paint. As I said, just slapped on contrast paints, did a little bit of detail, but they were really easy to paint. In fact, I painted that entire army in about 3 weeks. I mean, you know, off and on evenings, of course.
Yeah, it's positively inhuman.
So it was really quick and easy to do. And the thing we were just discussing before we started filming, that if you want to get an army out, just slap some paint on it and get it on the tabletop, because having an averagely painted army is far better if it's on the tabletop than a fantastically painted army that's sitting on your shelf and not playing games.
Yeah, my army case in point.
Absolutely, so get it on there. And we're about to play a game now. We're going to get it on the tabletop and play Conquest, and well, let's get started. So of course a game of Conquest starts with the reinforcement roll. I won't go through all the rules because we've done that in previous battle reports, but basically units come on according to reinforcement rolls and whether they're light, medium or heavy units. And later on they can come in from the sides depending on how far your combat line has progressed across the tabletop. So Andy, we've built our command stacks for the first round. I've got, look at that, I've got 2 units coming in. They're my 2 light units. My other ones are my stalkers. They do have the flank rule, so I can choose to bring them in. That's what I'm going to do. Let's roll initiative to see who goes first.
All right.
4. How many cards have you got in your stack?
I've got 3 cards.
I've got 3 as well. Oh, we're even.
Do we re-roll then?
Nothing like starting with a tie on your first roll. It's a bit anticlimactic, isn't it? Let's do it again.
Nice. How's it going to go?
Ah!
Oh, it's going to be one of those.
This is not good television. There we go.
Phew.
I've got it. Let's turn over that first card. What have we got? It's the Stalkers. Conquest is a game of remembering special rules, because they do have a lot of special rules, and a lot of the game is army building, because there's so many choices when you build your armies. You can buff up units, and when you add leaders to them, they get all kinds of buffs as well. So it's good to remember them. The good news is, of course, is that Parabellum have a really good online army builder, and they print out the army that you've built along with all the special rules, which is a brilliant thing. Of course, I reformat them in my own sheet, so I've got it all on one sheet. Keep track of it.
Oh, that's
so,
dedication.
for example, we have here the Stalkers. They're coming on the board. Now, I'm doing 2 march actions to bring them in. However, they have an ability that gives +1 inch to their second march action, and they have another ability which gives them a free 3rd march action. So they're really fast when they first come in.
Rules on rules on rules.
Rules on rules. So they have a normal move of 6. So first action is 6, which is up to there. Second action gets a +1, so that's 7. So that comes up to there. Just remember, we've got our objective here. Now, I should point out our objectives.
Speaking of objectives, what are we trying to do?
We've got 4 objectives on the board. We've got friendly ones in our own half of the board and enemy ones in the other half. And we get 1 point at the end of each turn if we control up to 2 of our friendly objectives. So no matter how many friendly objectives you have, you just get 1 point. However, you get 2 points for each enemy objective that you hold.
And there's also room for additional points with objective cards. We have 3 secondary objective cards, and it's just the first to 5 points, isn't it?
It is the first
So
5 points.
this could be a short, sharp game,
It could be.
depending.
Or it last 10 turns. It can go up to 10 turns as well.
Wow.
Depends. So I moved up to there for my second move. I have 1 more march action. The question is, do I stay here and hold this objective, or do I keep on running? Keep on running. I think I'm
What are you
going
gonna
to do?
do?
Further. Now I should point out, all this terrain, this stuff is just scatter terrain, so we're just going to move it around the board.
Yeah,
It's
but
just for visual.
it does look good.
This
And,
thing, however, stays put.
and we do have some battle systems terrain just along the edge of the board for some thematic character, because we do love thematic character and immersive narrative. Look at these guys. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is the Nord faction. They are just essentially Vikings, really, aren't they? They've got monsters and other things.
Yeah, pretty much Vikings, yep. So I'm going to put them there so that within, this is a 6-inch diameter objective. So they're holding this objective, but they're in front of it so they can fire as well. Because they've got bows.
Ooh, I'll have to keep an eye on
So
them. Alright, so these guys have the Biomancer leading them.
Check him out.
Now, this is a resin model, absolutely stunning. Like, you've got to give Parabellum credit for doing some beautiful miniatures that my painting cannot do justice. The miniatures are also a little bit larger than standard 28 or even 32mm miniatures. So they've got lots of crisp detail that's really easy to paint. And he has got 7 stands of force-grown drones. Now the spires don't have magicians or wizards or anything, but this guy is essentially like a bioengineering wizard kind of thing. So he has been given a whole whack of upgrades, and he's going to be healing this unit like crazy all game. So
A lot of you've got 2 characters that have heaps of upgrades and buffs and things, don't they?
yeah, pretty much. We're playing 1,250 points this game, which is a bit on the smaller side. I think 2,000 points is around standard, but we're still getting the hang of the 1.5 versions of the rules. But I've put fully 1/3 of my points into my Biomancer and my High Clone Executive.
Oh dear.
So I don't quite have as many bodies, perhaps, as the Nords do, but my characters, maybe they'll do a bit more. We'll find out. Now, these
Special abilities or bodies, which will triumph?
I'm going to move at 5 inches apiece. So they go there, and I'm just going to run
Right up the centre.
mostly up the centre, I reckon.
Okay. Okay, so my next card was the Jarl. He's not doing anything on his own. He hasn't got a draw event, so I just brought him out so I could see what Andy does next.
Oh, Peter, he's sly, but hopefully I can outsly him with my Biomancer.
Yes.
So he has several draw events, thanks to all of the buffs that he's got.
Yep.
He's got, as soon as his card is drawn, he's got what's called draw events. He's got a healing draw event, has no effect this time round.
Can't you normally just do 1 draw event though?
Unless a special rule states otherwise. My guy has like 3 draw events.
3?
Yeah, because of all the points. But how many points is he? He's 240 points.
Oh wow.
All by himself.
Okay.
So what he's going to do is he's going to use his unstable enhancement, which is essentially like a stacked buff for the next card in my command stat.
Yep.
But after they take their actions, they gain the decay special rule. So it's like they've burnt themselves out in a flurry of activity at the expense of melting their bones and muscles. And shit. So a whole bunch of guys will die.
Decay is a rule that comes up a lot with the Spire. They push themselves and the clones just sort of melt.
Yeah.
And decay.
They are a pretty disgusting faction, which is part of the love. Like, fluff-wise or lore-wise, they're kind of like twisted genetic engineering space elves. But playstyle-wise, they play a lot like an undead faction in that they have a lot of mooks, a lot of bodies on the ground. Their leaders do a lot of buffs. They can heal like crazy. And a bit of a glass cannon faction. For example, they've got no cleave, so they really struggle against armour. But what they can do is pump out a horrendous number of attacks.
Okay.
So I'm using Unstable Enhancement, which buffs their attacks and stuff. Not that you can attack or charge on the turn you come in, but most importantly, it gives them a +4 march. Their march is already 6.
Right.
So that's 10 march.
Ouch.
They are going to march twice, and then they get a bonus free march action because of the Vanguard special rule.
Wow.
So they are marching 30 inches off the table edge.
30 inches.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to bring
That's it. March into my bows and arrows, my friend.
These guys also have bows and arrows.
Oh.
Or, well, they're not really bows, they're sort of weird
Little
pump
crossbows.
pistols. They look like funny little Nerf guns or something.
Yeah, like pump action crossbows.
Yeah, let's call them that.
But now they have to pay you the piper.
They do, whatever the piper is in this case, the melting meat piper. So they have Decay 3. So Decay 3 means that I roll 3 dice for every single stand.
Ooh.
On a 1 or a 2, they gain a, they take a wound.
Isn't it 5 or 6? Oh,
What's
it doesn't
that?
matter. I thought it was 5 or 6, but is it 1 or 2?
Oh, maybe it is this edition. Let's say 5 or 6.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either is 2 out of
5 or 6 works for me.
Yeah.
2 6s, so
Yay.
that's 2 wounds. No wounds. 5. That's 3 wounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so they just took 3 wounds to pay for their super fast burst.
Yep.
That is their action concluded, so we now go back to the Biomancer.
Yes.
Now that his draw event is done, he can do his character-specific actions.
Right.
I've upgraded him up the wazoo. As I've said, he has what's called Masteries of the Flesh,
Yeah.
which is as exciting as it sounds.
It's all very Hellraiser, isn't it?
It is. So he's got a special action he can take called Mend Flesh, and because of the upgrades, he can actually do it twice. So Mend Flesh means that any unit within 6 inches, which by the way this is, can get 2 wounds back.
Ah! Evil.
I've also upgraded him so that anytime he heals someone, he gets +1 to the total healed. So he's going to use his Mend Flesh action, and these guys just pop
Unbelievable.
back.
Oh, that is unbelievable.
Now, Peter has told me that I'm not allowed to use inflammatory swear words, so we're going to say this is just the beginning of the Spire shenanigans.
I'm bringing on my raiders here. They are led by my Jarl, and they move 5. So 2 march actions will bring 10 onto the board, and they're coming right up the middle. They're not mucking around. That brings it to there.
Oh,
Look at
these
that.
guys are brutish.
This is a beautiful model, this Jarl. I haven't painted this fully yet. It's only a rough job, but that is a gorgeous resin model. One of my favourites actually in the range, that one.
And these guys are just beefcakes.
They are beefy.
They are just muscle for the Spire Biovats.
Yeah, just get a charge in there. They've got throwing weapons, so they can inflict impact hits, which usually infantry can't do.
So impact hits are just like bonus attacks on a successful charge. Eh?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyone that's watched Vikings will recognise the old hatchet throwing and then
Yeah.
grabbing it out of the chest. Oh, this is going to be awesome.
Okay, have you got anything left?
No, that's me.
That's the end of turn 1.
End of turn 1.
Well, usually I'd be making reinforcement rolls at the start of turn 2, but because I have the flank special rule for this warband, both my Ugra and my Trolls, led by the Blooded Hero, this is a very, very punchy unit, these two are both going to come on this turn. I don't even have to roll.
So flank is amazing.
It is a really good rule.
Luckily my Hyclone Executor has it also, so he will be auto-arriving too.
Ah.
So we only need to make our little
I've just
stack.
noticed, can I just point out that Andy has just placed this figure here on the balcony of the tavern just to watch the battle. He's no doubt lounging there with an excellent stout in hand, a pint of stout, just watching the battlefield.
Just, unbiased observer of what happens.
Yep. Oh, I should also point out that these buildings here are made by Battle Systems. They're fantastic cardboard terrain. It's just held together with plastic clips. Doesn't it look fantastic? And by an incredible coincidence, I'm just about to post, or I may have already posted by the time this comes out, but around this time I'll be posting a video about this entire set. It's the village set from Battle Systems, and they're really affordable but look great, just made of cardboard, all pre-printed with graphics. Yeah,
they're absolutely gorgeous, eh?
Aren't they gorgeous?
And they go together quickly and they look amazing.
They do look amazing. Okay, it's turn 2. Now, a few things we discovered, of course, you're always discovering little things as you go along. I realised that the Call of the Hunt ability that I've got, the Supremacy ability, is a once per game ability. A lot of those Supremacy abilities are active for the entire game, but that one's once per turn. So, we're not going to say that I used it for the Raiders in the first turn. We're going to say, well, I'm going to use it for my medium troops in the second turn, which is what I would normally do. Of course, because I'm calling the hunt on the second turn, that means these guys would come in on the second turn. So, this is the position they'll be in, we're not going to move them. So, I know it sounds confusing, but it just means that this is when I'm calling the hunt and allowing everyone to have the flank unit. And I can only do that once per turn. Calling the hunt. So, we are now going to... I don't have to do any reinforcement rolls because I've called the hunt and those 2 medium units are going to come off.
Yep.
So you have to roll your reinforcement rolls.
Actually, I don't, because I've pimped out my High Clone Executor. He has flank. I gave him all 3 tiers in tactical
and he's
revenue.
Got the entire game.
Yeah, because it's on him. It's not like a Supremacy ability. It's his stand in any regiment he's attached to.
5. No, I'm way ahead here.
Wow.
And my first card are the Stalkers. Here they are. Here.
Imagine my surprise. What do you think these beefcakes with bows are going to do?
I think they're going to take their bows out and fire at you. Here we go. They've got a range of... where are they?
18.
Stalkers. 18. Yep, I think that's quite definitely in range. And in fact, it's 10. So it's over half range. So that counts as obscured.
Yep, so they're essentially only getting half their normal number of shots.
Yes. Now, something we got wrong in all our past battle reports is when we halved things and then we added support stands, we used to add up all the stands, like the front rank stands plus support stands, and then halve them.
Yeah.
But actually, what you do is that you add up all the normal stands, halve them, then add 1 for each support stand.
Yeah.
So they don't get halved. And that's the same for clashes and all the other kind of stuff as well. So keep that in mind. And I should point out at this point that my rules summary has been upgraded for the 1.5 rules. So if you download my rules summary at orderofgamers.com, it's the most up-to-date version of the rules. So I think I'm going to fire. First thing I'm going to do is take aim.
And that gives you +1 to your volley score, which is the target number.
So that's 12 dice with a 3 or below.
But because you're obscured, is it not just 6 dice now?
You're absolutely right. The other option, of course, is that I could move forward a little bit, not aim.
So your target number would be 1 lower, but you'd have twice as many dice.
I could roll 6 dice for 4 or below, or I could roll 12 dice for 3 or below. I think you know which one I'm going to do. Let's go forward a little bit. There we go.
Oh, look at these. The Battle of the Ranged
Can I really
Units.
recommend this? This is a real moment for me, is realising scatter terrain. You can just have it on the board and just move it around.
It's just to look pretty, Peter.
It doesn't get in the way of movement. I mean, you know, having a regiment move past one little thing like that is just stupid. Anyway, back to the game. First blood!
Hopefully.
3 or below, not that one, 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 not that one. So it is 4 hits. There you go.
4 hits.
What's your defence?
Well, my defence is not amazing, but I do have evasion 2. 4 dice, I'm going to re-roll these, and I'm looking for 2s and unders. So, 2 of these guys got removed.
Yay!
These same 2 guys again.
Now, what's your resolve?
We do not take morale tests on volley actions.
Oh, you're right. Oh, should I point out that we got 1 victory point at the end of last turn each? So this is where we're marking our victory points. It's because we each have one of our own friendly objectives.
First up, we have Sneaky Old Biomancer. So let's check the distance here, because I'm really torn between charging you which I'm pretty confident I could do.
Yes.
And these guys are no slouch in close combat.
See, I really made a sacrifice there to get those extra points. I got a little bit closer, which makes it easier for you to charge.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also there's a voice of prudence that, seeing as I've only got the 6-inch gap here, if I don't move them and just shoot with them, I can still benefit from the Biomancer's healing shenanigans. So
yes.
I think they're actually going to...
So you've got to stay close to your Biomancer.
Yeah, most of his stuff has limited range. That's something when they changed the rules to 1.5, Biomancies and Ferromancies are no longer like table wide. Let's actually use Unstable Enhancement, which is the stat buff. It's notable for giving them better clash and better movement, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. They get +1 to their volley, 18 inches. So thanks to you moving up.
Ah, what have I done?
So, Unstable Enhancement. These guys are next. They get 2 shots each. There are 12, 14 guys, +1 for having a leader. So that's 15 dice looking for 3s.
Oh no. Looks like it's about the quantity.
Oh dear, Peter. 2 misses.
What kind of roll is that?
My favourite kind.
That is unbelievable.
13 hits out of 15.
That's a truly astonishing roll.
I also have the deadly shot rule, so that when you're rolling your defense, any 6, which is like almost a critical fail, does 2 wounds.
An interesting rule in Conquest is that you have 2 kind of defense values. There's defense and there's evasion. And at first we were playing the game and thinking, why are there 2? You know, because you can roll either one to defend against a hit. But of course it's really tricky because a lot of abilities only affect defense. And if you've got evasion, you can just ignore those abilities and use your evasion instead. So it's quite, you know, defense is about armor and strength, and evasion is about getting out of the way.
Yeah, but it's quite hard to get your evasion number high up. Like, it's very rare to get more than evasion 2, for example.
Yep.
Whereas, yeah, higher defense.
I need 2 or below to save these hits. Here we go. That is a great roll in any other game.
You saved 3 out of 13.
Yeah.
So you got 10 hits, and then
3 of them do double.
13 hits.
That
So
wipes out my entire unit in one go.
yeah, and
Holy moly.
this is not the first time that Peter has encountered a negative play experience at the hands of the Spires.
Just got to be zen with the fact that, you know, this whole unit can be blown in one go. These things can happen. That was a really good roll, though, I've got to say.
That was stupid. 13 out of 15 hits, like...
Say goodbye to the Stalkers, kids.
And even though they're wiped out, your reinforcement line will still be nice and high. Like, so you'll still be able to bring people in.
Even if
Even if you're wiped out, it's measured at the start of the turn. We're not marking it, but we probably should.
like that, so
Now, no triumph is without its downside. Now I need to do my decay special rule.
excellent.
Yes, Peter's favourite part of any game. All right. Great.
Well, because that cursed Biomancer has so many buffs and abilities, he's now bringing on the Vanguard. Who are these guys?
These guys are Vanguard clones.
Vanguard clones.
Not to be confused with Vanguard clone infiltrators.
Yes.
So I'm using my draw event, his Biomancer, which is Harvest Essence, which lets me draw my next card in the command stack. If they inflict any wounds, they get a chance to heal back some wounds. That's not going to happen. I'm just using this to push them out nice and quick. So these guys are just going to move.
Well, Andy has used that damn ability again, and now he's healed his unit up again. Now, I was almost horrible and vicious then, because he'd actually removed a stand from this side, which meant he wasn't within 6 inches of his Biomancer unit. But I said, no, you can take your casualties from that side and leave that one there. Just shows what...
Peter, you're gracious. Win, lose. I take my hat off to you. So thank you for that.
He's only lost one guy.
Yep.
Unbelievable. He keeps killing them and healing them, killing them and healing them. Right, can I have a go now? Because you've been going for ages.
Yeah, so I've burned through a lot of my command stack.
Yeah.
Finally, Peter's turn to bring some dudes in.
It's interesting because it's very cool to go through all those things, but then you've got to sort of sit there while I do lots of cards in a row.
That's fine, because I figured by going so early, I get to remove a lot of your dudes, so
yeah,
if all goes well, yeah, you get to draw a lot of command cards, but hopefully they're for units that don't exist anymore.
Well, we'll see about that, because I'm about to bring on the Trolls, which are my meatiest, nastiest unit. They're led by the Blooded. Here he is over here. He's got, with various buffs and things, he's got attacks of 7 and a clash of 5. Oof, nasty.
I don't want to meet that guy.
And the other good thing about the Trolls is that they heal 5 wounds every turn. So I brought in my Trolls with the Blooded. Here they are here. They came in 6 inches, 1 march movement, and then for their second action they did a reform. So they came in as a block of 4 and then they reformed into a line, and there they are. So I guess the question is, can I survive long enough to get charging into these guys and start wiping them out?
Hi, Clone Executor. He can't really do much because I can't do him before the regiment he's in arrives. There is a draw event called Sensory Augmentation, which reads, once per round only, when this character's command card is drawn, you may both look at the top command card of your opponent's command stack and draw and act with your next command card instead of this character's command card. So pretty much it just gives me a peek at your top card of your command stack.
Oh, would you like to do that now?
I would love to.
I'm just about to draw it. It's the Blooded. The Blooded is that he has a sword. It's got all kinds of little umlauts and things over it. I have no idea how it's pronounced. It's RJO something A. We've just called it Roger. So it's Roger the Redbringer. That's his sword, but it gives him +2 attack, and it's also Bloodlust, so basically he has to roll under his resolve, or he just goes charging towards the nearest unit because he's so...
What red does it bring? Like, are we assuming it's blood?
Yeah, the Redbringer.
The Redbringer?
The Bloodbringer!
You would have thought they'd have a word for blood. Like, why not the Bloodbringer?
No, it's because it rhymes with Roger.
4 squirrel drones. And they're just going to shuffle up like the delightful little dudes.
Just coming into the arms of my raiders.
Ooga time.
Oogra! Oogra!
Look at these guys. I don't know if these guys are drawn from actual Scandinavian mythology or not, but these blue boys look awesome.
I just love their name. I just like saying Oogra!
Ooga!
Over again. I mean, I've heard people say Ooga or something like that, but it's got to be Ooga! Right, so they've come up 6. They're just coming up the side. Just ignore them. Just
where could they be going?
Actually, I just want to get that. No, that's good. I'm happy with that. Here's my raiders. Now, normally I would have brought them on this turn, so they would have gone into this position. This is because I brought them on too early, because I thought to call the hunt is every single turn. It's only this turn. So here I am, bringing them on, going to there.
Deja vu.
So that's the end of turn 2.
And we've again scored 1 point each, haven't we?
It's turn 3. We've made our reinforcement rolls. Unfortunately, my giant is not coming in. However, that horrific abomination thing is coming in. So that puts me at a slight disadvantage, I must admit. So we're now going to make our initiative roll. I've got less cards, so I get a +1. Here we go. That's a 5, makes it a 6. I get initiative. Can I just say, this fantastic pose that Andy has done for his abomination makes me want to tear mine apart and rebuild it. It looks like it's running forward, but it's also reaching down to grab some poor small victim. It's a really dynamic pose and shows that you can do quite a lot with this abomination model. Right, I've activated the Trolls, and of course they're led by the Blooded, who's got Roger the Redbringer.
Roger.
And because he's got Bloodlust, I do have to roll dice, so I want to be equal to or less than the highest resolve, which is 3. So I need 3 or below to have control over my actions. Yes.
Once again.
Charge is the question, because it is 10.5 away, so I've really got to roll 5.
You got a banner though, right?
Oh, yeah.
A banner allows a re-roll of a failed charge, so you got pretty good odds.
Oh, what the hell, let's do it!
Do it!
Come on!
Come on, Roger!
Ah! Let's do it! No!
Oh!
What have I done?
What? No, you're going to get it.
Of course I'm going to get it. No!
Thank you, Scatter Terrain.
You talked me into that.
I did.
You really did. Right up to it and halt an inch away. Oh, they're just itching to get into
so
combat.
close.
Oh, that's really frustrating.
But you know, these trolls are freaking terrifying.
That was kind of risky, but
No pain, no
Next
gain.
turn.
Next turn, I'm pretty sure you won't fail your charge.
Okay, you'll go.
These are my infiltrators. So the lovely little dudes with the bow.
Point blank, right in the faces of the Nords as they come charging towards them.
I'm actually going to move them backwards. So they're going to do a little back step. So,
Classic, you're just giving ground as these guys come charging towards them.
yeah, it may not make sense. I just love doing the sneaky and unexpected move. My guys have a special rule called snap fire, which if they only make one move action, they get to like shoot from the hips as they're moving. Like, pew, pew, pew.
Okay.
Because it's like a snap fire, it reduces my volley characteristic.
I love the fact that we've got these buildings here. It's like when you go beyond the buildings, it's like going behind the facade at the play.
Yeah, it's like a film set or something. You know, these guys are just like chatting about lunch. Catering is crap.
That is, isn't it? Oh, look, what are you getting paid? Normal industry rates? No, I'm
nice
being
to
ripped
meet
off.
you, mate.
Oh, look, hold on, we've got to come on. We've got to go onto the board. Sorry. Yeah, good luck. Right,
All right,
okay, bye.
Peter, make it more serious.
Yep.
I need to roll some dice because this is how we properly play with toys.
Okay.
All right, looking for ones. Ooh, 1. So that is the opposite of their last
Now,
shot.
I hate to point this out.
Ah,
Don't
plus
they have
1 extra because leader.
Okay.
Come on. No.
Don't they have barrage 2, though?
Yes, so I'm really glad you pointed that out.
Yes.
So I'm going to roll a whole bunch of dice again.
I am so good to you. I cannot believe how good I am to you.
Looking for ones.
Oh! There's another one. 3 hits. Defensive 2.
Defensive 2. 2's and under.
Oh! 2 2s and a 1.
Okay, I can see how this is going to go. All right, well,
Fantastic.
now they're going to make an actual volley action. So we're going to do that all over again. So
I'm quite pleased with this stand. Look at this. I just picked this as a little extra from Mantic. They make a little pack of terrain bits or objectives or something. So I got that and put it on a stand. And these are just little pieces of slate from my garden.
let's go with that. It looks really good. And I have to say, like, the scale of this game, it does make for a sense of epicness that you just don't get with skirmish games.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So this is my first barrage.
I don't think we've actually pointed out, but I'm sure everyone knows by now that you need to get equal to or under your attribute. It's not over.
1s or 2s.
Oh, that's a lot of hits. We've got 7 hits here.
7 hits.
7 hits.
How many wounds
Ouch.
each? Are they like 2
They
wounds
have
each?
2 wounds each, so that's 3.5.
Next one is the Raiders, or are the Raiders. And I'm actually out of range of this objective, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I can't do both.
Biomancer, chicanery time. Your favourite guy.
Settle back and relax, folks. Good Biomancer's got in, so,
Yeah.
We'll be taking up the next half an hour of constant cards.
Unstable enhancement. It's going on the Vanguard clones. This is my High Clone Executors unit. They get +4 to their movement.
Okay.
So I am going to attempt to charge. I'm going to charge right through these guys into the clear space that I've created and hopefully into your trolls.
That's pretty impressive stuff.
Well, only if I pass the roll. Oh, they make it. They don't even need to roll.
Sorry, it gives you a +4 to your march.
Yes.
Do they get a decay after this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
You better believe it.
Well, I have to say, this is some seriously sneaky play by Andy. I feel very outwitted here. He's done some sneaky stuff. He's pulled back from my charge, made enough space for his other unit to come into the gap. It's really textbook stuff, I've got to say, mate.
Because of unstable enhancement, I get +2 to the clash. 12 guys with 24 dice, hitting on 5s, re-rolling 6s.
Wow, I tell you, the spire can be really, really nasty if you buff them up correctly, and Andy has buffed them up correctly, and now he's about to, I think, pretty much wipe out probably my troll unit and my warlord if I'm not careful here, so I'm a bit terrified of this roll. Let's just hope it's a really horrible roll.
Yeah, so I'm rolling 13 dice for their first attack. they get 2 attacks. So
Yep.
this is going to be the first roll.
Folks, this is
So I'm
crazy.
hunting for 6s, and I'm re-rolling them.
Oh, this is madness.
All right, so that's 13 hits.
So you're going to hit with everything. You're going to do
Yep.
26 hits. It's all over.
Re-rolling 6s. 25 hits. And now is my Warlord. He's just rolling 5 dice, but also hitting on 5s, re-rolling 6s. 30 hits.
Wow. I've been really working up to the moment where I brought my good old trolls with the blooded onto the board and how incredibly powerful they will be, and he's about to wipe them out in one carefully planned blow. It was beautifully organised. What just gets me is how this unit of 4 stands is so astonishingly powerful. I mean, basically every hit is going to hit. You hit on a 5 or below and you re-roll on the 6s to get 5 or below. That
Yeah.
means every single hit is going to hit.
Realistically,
That
eh?
seems pretty overbuffed to
The-
me, I've got to say. I don't
Yeah.
want to sound a bit ungrateful, but wow. This happened the last time we played. He did the same thing to me, and I just kept thinking, I'm playing wrongly. First time I did it, I felt really bad because I was like, oh, I was really upset.
Yeah.
And now I'm feeling a little bit upset again, and I don't want to do it again. But
Well-
it just seems it's so devastating. It just makes me think, what am I doing? I'm playing this army incorrectly because twice now I've got myself into the best position where I've had really strong units wiped out in one go.
I've got a suspicion that and neither of us are veterans. Like, this is our fifth game together, I think. So neither of us are veterans, and you're new to Nords. I think we're playing 2 factions which are both kind of like glass hammers in that we can dish a lot of damage, but we can't take a hit very well. So I think whoever gets the first hit does the damage.
So let's take it out. Everything that's bigger than 2. 21. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8.
That's 10 guys,
12, 16,
right?
So that's just wiped out my entire troll unit and my warlords. So my next go is...
I'm
sorry, you're still going.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
Don't be sorry.
So my Biomancer has his Mend Flesh ability.
I think it's better that I get off the screen. Okay, go.
My guilty but slightly
No,
flushed with victory.
don't
He's
feel
got
bad
his
about
Mend
winning.
Flesh ability, which he's going to use on this unit, which
Yeah.
essentially puts it back to full strength.
Well, that's good. I'd hate to feel that I actually killed any of your guys whatsoever. That would be terrible of me.
You are the consummate host, Peter.
Oh dear, what am I doing?
I'm really
wrong?
sorry.
Okay.
Okay, onwards and upwards.
You still going?
I'm going to call it done. I could use a second draw event on him,
Mate,
but
if you want to use it, use it.
Nah, I don't want to. I feel bad.
No, don't feel bad. Never feel bad about winning a game. That was a bit of a shock, but I've just... that's cool. We're going on.
Another bloody opportunity for growth.
I'm just hoping that I can possibly put up some kind of fight for the rest of the game after that, but we'll see how we go. Right, the Ugra are desperately trying to grab the objective on that flank before I'm completely decimated on this flank. What is your next go, Andy?
Okay, so before I pull this card, I'll just say for the eagle-eyed out there, I did roll decay for all of these guys,
Yep.
and because of the jankiness of the list I've made, this guy, at the end of his turn, used his Mend Flesh ability twice to heal them back up to full strength.
He's just a crazy healing machine, that dude.
Yeah. So, my High Clone Executor, and because of sensory augmentation, I get to have a look at your next card.
Oh, this is pointless, because I'm just about to draw it. It's the Blooded.
The Blooded?
Yep.
Okay. Well, the reason why I've got this ability is because he's my Warlord, he's got the Turn the Tide ability.
Oh, okay.
Which means that I can get any unit within 12 inches that hasn't acted yet and force them to act now. So that's just my way of seeing what you're going to do next, and
Okay.
do I want to turn the tide to preempt you?
Right.
I don't, so your turn.
Right, well, the Blooded is dead, so he's gone. The next one is the Jarl. And he's sitting in the Raiders unit, so he can't do anything, so that's the end of my turn.
Alright. Force-grown drones are next.
Can I just point out again what an amazing piece of strategy Andy did there in the way that he pulled back his ranged unit
My
from my
infiltrators.
charge, leaving enough space for his
combat heavy unit to come in and fill the gap and attack. It really was an astonishing piece of tactics. In fact, I think I've played a lot of miniatures games, but I've never seen such a textbook piece of work there. It was just amazing.
So they're gonna march forwards 5 inches, and now they're gonna charge.
Okay.
And this is more for fun.
Yeah,
and I want to deny Peter the charge because his guys, because of their throwing weapons, they get impact hits.
Yeah. Final rusty nail goes into the coffin. Andy brings on his abomination.
Abomination!
Oh, the pain. The pain.
Now this thing has a 10-inch movement.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the maximum he can move.
Oh, ogres versus abomination. It's a slam down, slam dunk. Right. World Wrestling Federation, full on, spectacular.
Ooga. Okay. Cool. So there's a 10-inch gap between them.
Ugh.
No, let's make that 11.
Oh, you're going to tempt me into the same stuff up I made last time.
Okay, it is turn 4. I didn't make the reinforcement roll, so my mountain giant is not coming in. I run 1 initiative, so the raiders go first. Here they are. They're in combat. They don't get a chance to charge because you got that in first. Beat me again. It's just too good. Now I'm going to clash, but I will take an inspire action first.
So we use the front rack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
These are support stands, so they have
Yep.
1 each. So that's another 3.
And 1 for a leader. All infantry regiments in version 1.5 get a leader model for free.
Oh, you're quite right.
So
yes.
you get an extra dice.
That's an extra dice. Then we have to add stuff for the Jarl.
And also I've got flurry, so I re-roll all failed to hit rolls.
So that costs 3 in rerolls.
Oh, I'm rolling absolutely terribly.
The Jarl, he needs 4 or below. That's it.
Oh my goodness. Really?
11.
All right. Okay, so I've got a defense of 2, so I'm rolling all of these, looking for 1s and 2s. 8 hits, so it's 2 stands gone. Knock them over. Put some more.
It's the first time I've actually killed something that isn't going to be brought back.
How do you know they're not going to be brought back?
Because they're more than 6. No, they're not. Oh, they probably are going to be brought back. Ah! I hate the spire. I hate them.
So, next up on my stack, who have we got first? Biomancer. What a surprise!
Andy rolls a 6.
Ooh.
People, help me here. I'm dripping into. I'm falling into despair.
So, guys, honestly, if you want to comment on YouTube about what a jammy bar... no, I wasn't going to say that word because of YouTube's policies. What a jammy person I am, or how I'm exploitative or sneaky.
No, it's nothing to do with you,
You've got to
Andy.
watch me.
No,
You've got to watch me.
It's not you, it's the rules.
Okay, so he's done that. That's his first draw event. And he's going to unstable enhancement these chappies.
Yeah.
So that gives them +4 movement to their 6. So they're going to run through these guys and move forward 10 inches. They're like cockroaches.
Yeah.
It's
like
kind of how I imagine it. Like
alien force just completely overrunning the Nords.
So they've got +1 to their volley. So their next thing is that they are just going to shoot at this regiment.
Of course they are.
Right, so the infiltrators with their unstable enhancement have rushed forwards. They've unleashed a barrage into this unit. These guys were obscured due to the fact that they're in the second half of their range band. So how many dice are there?
You did 10 hits.
10 hits with them and evasion 1, I think. So 8 hits, and I'm afraid the 6s
7 hits.
and the 6s do 2, unfortunately.
Wow, so it's 9 hits. I am just like chaff before the wind. You're still going, man.
No, I'm still going, unfortunately. So I've got to roll decay on these guys to see what they suffer.
Before they're healed immediately, but anyway. Okay.
So full strength.
I
Sorry.
don't think I've actually killed anything, have I?
One force-grown drone.
Force-grown drone. I'm being utterly steamrolled here, which is due to your excellent list building and tactical acumen. Ugra, here they are. And because I have absolutely nothing to lose at this point, I'm going to attempt the charge. Yes, I know you're out there going, what the hell is he doing? But I'm just thinking, what the hell? Why not? Who cares? Let's do it. I don't think I have any re-roll. I'm just going for it.
You can do it.
Yes!
He did it.
Oh,
look at this little scene. Battle of the monsters.
Okay.
2 hits just from impact. This is before the attack has even taken place.
Now I'm going to do the attack, and this gets a free inspire action. I ignore your terrifying and fearsome rules, so the Ugra are actually a pretty good thing to go up against an abomination.
Yeah, I think that's a good matchup,
I
eh?
don't care.
No.
I don't care. Let's go for it.
That's a lot of high numbers.
Why do I keep rolling high? In any other game, this would be great, but it's not. 2, 4. That's 5 dice, minus 2 defense.
So I'm looking for 1s and 2s.
Oh, God. This is ridiculous.
2. I was honestly expecting more.
I was expecting more too.
I'm disappointed in your dice.
Yeah, I'm rolling very badly.
I'm going to...
Look at that. Oh, what a great shot. Look at that.
He's grabbing the axe.
This is a classic. Looks great.
So he's got 10 attacks.
Oh, did you have to do morale checks, by the way, for the damage that I did to you?
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah, in fact...
For these guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been forgetting
Okay,
resolve
so
rolls.
we have. Because there's been so much shooting so far.
Yeah.
So you've done 4 wounds to me, so that's 4 resolve checks. His resolve is 4.
That's 2.
That's 2 hit. Great.
Yep, forgot that.
And I should do it for some force-grown drones as
Over
well.
here as well. Yeah, because up to now we've had shooting actions which don't cause morale checks, and also you've wiped out my entire unit, so obviously they didn't get a morale check. So your abomination now goes for the...
Yep. Okay, so my abomination is going to inspire. So my target number is 3s. So 10 dice, looking for 3s. 3 hits.
That's more like it. 3 hits. My defense is 2.
Minus 1.
Oh,
So I've got cleave 1.
so I need 1s. There's 1, so I do 2 hits.
Hey, now these beefy boys can take a hit.
They're nasty. They can take 4 wounds. So there you go. Now I've got to make 2 resolve checks, 2 or below. No, I don't make it, so that kills 1. I've got the Jarl, who can't do anything.
Yeah, no. Declare a duel.
Oh yeah, okay.
You can challenge me, and if I say no, my unit is broken.
I would love to take out your biomancer. That would be so satisfying. So I will definitely declare a duel on your biomancer.
Now,
To accept the duel, my friend.
common sense says no, but curiosity says yes.
We've never had a duel before, have we?
No.
No, we've never done a duel.
Do you want to do a duel for the first time on an Esoteric Order of Gamers? Jarl versus Biomancer.
In the left corner we have the Jarl. In the right corner the Biomancer. And they are going to duel.
So how many dice are you rolling there,
I'm
Peter?
rolling 6, so what's 6?
And what's your target number?
I need 4 or below.
So I have 2 dice, looking for 1s and 2s.
Wow, you're really bad at a duel. You sure you won't accept this duel?
Yeah. Come on!
Oh,
Yeah.
This man's rolling is unbelievable.
Now, are 2 wounds enough to kill your guy?
No, I've got 5. So I need 4 or below. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 hits.
4 hits.
Now you
Brilliant.
Go to defense rolls. So I
Yep.
get defense on you. I need 2 or below. So you do 1 wound to me.
All right, so my defense is 1. Come on, 1s.
Gets 1, so that's 3.
3 hits. Now I have 4 wounds.
So close.
Biomancer. He's always wanted to kill a human himself. 1-on-1. I can't believe my guy lived, to be honest. That would have been a different story against your blooded. So, you know how supporting stands
Yep.
contribute 1 additional dice to the pool?
Yep.
I've got the support 1 rule.
Yep.
So these guys actually include 2. Okay, the force-grown drones have attacked. They had 18 dice, hitting on 2s because of Inspire. Peter has a few rolls to save.
Yep.
Let's see how it went.
Not a single save.
Not a... No.
4, 6, 8. That's
No way.
Dead. So that's they're gone. And
That is unheard of.
let's take this guy out and this guy out. Raiders are being absolutely mashed.
I've never seen force-grown drones do so many
Oh,
wells.
and he did 8 hits, so I have to make resolve checks as well. So they've got a resolve of 2. Man, I'm not rolling well.
This is really tragic.
And you've just wiped out my entire unit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
force-grown drones, no buffs, no biomancies, no ferromancies, just wiped out some Nords. That is...
Yeah.
I feel mean.
No, don't feel good. You played very well, and you had a really, really good list. And I think it's probably time for me to concede because I think I've got 2 Uber, and yes, the Mountain Giant isn't on yet, but when it comes to objective, he's not going to get over there to get the objectives.
I think the spies have this in the bag at this point. I have to
drag it out, but I just
You know, it's like it's a real trope in this hobby that, you know, people often like blame their bad luck and highlight the opponent's good luck. I think this has actually been an objective case of you getting some really shocking rolls and me getting some incredibly high rolls.
I think your list is really clever.
Yeah.
It's a really clever list, and you really maximise what the spy can do. So that's that thing. I also think that move was devastating and really, really clever, and I fell straight into it. And that took out my strongest unit, so that really made a difference.
Yeah.
And then on top of all of that, you've had some really good rolls. So just one of those games, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to present you with a perfectly balanced, you know, battle right to the end, but this is just one of those games where Andy played better, did a better list, and had some good luck as well. So just devastating.
Yeah, and
Devastating win.
it can be quite a swingy game, I
Thrown
suspect.
back to their homelands.
Yeah, man, those
It
those
can be a
humans.
swingy game, and it can be brutal, as you say. You can get those units in, think they're really strong, and they can be wiped out with some good rolls and some good buffs and stuff like that.
So do you feel like sharing your thoughts now that you've played 2 games of version 1.5, and this is maybe your 5th game total, having played 2 different factions? You got any closing thoughts or
I'm actually
anything?
wondering. I think the Nords have been buffed up quite a lot in 1.5, but I'm wondering if I shouldn't go back to the 100 Kingdoms and work a bit on that. 2 experiences with the Nords, I'm a little bit disappointed, and I think it's probably due to. This is one of these games where it is a bit of a lifestyle game. You really do have to get into the list building aspect. We've been listening to a podcast called Vanguard Garage Gaming, which has been interesting, and they have like 3-hour discussions of the factions and all the buffs and everything that you can do. So if you're really into that stuff, you're going to love it because there's so many options for doing that kind of stuff. Because I'm so time poor and I cover so many games, it's hard for me to spend as much time in that as I'd like to.
Yeah. I think it's the kind of game that rewards a deep dive.
Yeah,
like if anyone was curious to give this game a go, I would say just build something on the builder, the app. Yeah. Don't include any bonuses or items, perhaps, if you want to keep the rules simple. I think list building plays a huge component in this game.
I really enjoy that stuff, and that's fantastic. It's part of the hobby, and it's great. If you don't have time to do it, if you're up against someone who's done a good job like Andy, you can get whacked because if you do a good list, you can really... And it's funny because when you showed me the list, I thought, okay, you buffed up 2 characters a lot, but I have more forces and they seem stronger, and I thought it would balance out.
I honestly thought that your strength in numbers were going to be the decider, and I wonder if part of it was that I was able to bring a number of units to bear on one unit. Like, you know, those trolls, they had like 3 units threatening them.
You literally controlled the battlefield right from the start. I've got to say, you absolutely controlled it. I didn't get a chance to charge first at any point. So, again, a lot of it comes down to good play. You really did play well. You controlled the movement of everything on the battlefield. You didn't let me charge. You didn't let me maximise the strengths of my unit. I mean, the troll thing was absolutely classic. That is a really, really strong go in and charge kill unit. And you just neutered it and put it on the defensive and then wiped it out in one go. I mean, this is textbook playing. So do take credit.
Yeah, thank you.
Really good job.
Yeah, and I would like to say to the readers that if you're after something that's got a bit more crunch or maybe some tactical possibilities, it is a very movement-based game. It makes me think a bit of X-Wing, and that movement and positioning is really key. This has the potential to be an incredibly rewarding game.
So everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this interesting game of Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings by Parabellum War Games. Lots to chew on here in this particular game. Lots of interesting things happened. But I hope you enjoyed watching it. This is, of course, the Esoteric Order of Gamers is the channel. That's Andy. Thanks very much for playing, Andy.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm Peter, also known as Universal Head. Of course, go and visit the Esoteric Order of Gamers at orderofgamers.com and get yourself the rules summary and reference. Download that. You'll find it very, very useful for playing your games of Conquest. And of course, there are hundreds, almost 400 rule summaries and references on that website that you can download for board games and tabletop miniatures games. Also check me out on Twitter and Facebook, and I've got a Patreon channel if you want to support the Esoteric Order of Gamers. Go check it out because there's free videos and a Discord channel as well with a great little community. That's it, folks. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.
Goodbye.